Hello and welcome to another computer vision video. This is a follow-up video on my previous one where I'm going to talk about something called, actually I don't know what it's called. I'm going to fix a problem with this particular video. Look what happens if I shake this blob around a lot. Notice how the ID number is going up and up and up and up and up. Because even though it's the same blob, the computer vision algorithm doesn't detect it for a brief moment, so it deletes it and then it comes back and it gives it a new ID. But I want to build something into the algorithm so that even if the blob leaves for a very short period of time, it doesn't actually get a new ID unless it's really gone for a significant period of time. And that significant period of time could just be like a few milliseconds. But I'll maybe you do a minute, not a minute, a second or 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So the first thing that I need to do is I just need to add to the blob, I'm going to add this idea of a timer. I'm going to set the timer equal to 100. And then what I want to do is, the other thing I want to do just for debugging purposes is I want to take a look, I want to be able to see the timer, and I'm going to put it above the blob, min y minus 10, and I'm going to just make it half the size. What I'm going to do, and let's just see if this works now. We should see that every blob now has a timer associated with it. Now nothing's happening with that timer, but maybe what I'll do is write a function in the blob. I don't know what to call it. Fade out? I don't know, fade. Well, I'll just call it update. Update's sort of weird. That's not the right, whatever. Somebody will come up with a good name for that function and suggest it. I'll think of it later. In the chat, maybe somebody will notice and tell me. Okay, so what I'm going to do, just for the sake of argument right now, I'm going to call update always. And you'll see what's going on. So now, when a blob comes up, you can see that the timer is going down. And every time I get a new blob, the timer starts back at 100. So here's the thing. I don't want to actually delete the blob unless it's down to 0. And I don't actually want its timer to always go down. I only want its timer to go down if it can't find something to match to. So this actually should just be here, right? In this last scenario, right? The last scenario is if option 3, I can delete this, right? If there are more blobs than the computer vision algorithm is currently detecting, then whatever blobs did not get matched get deleted. In this case, don't actually delete them. Just update the timer. So I'm going to call update, and then I'm going to say if, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to write a function called check timer. That's what I'll call it. And then, because I'm also going to have it return true or false, and then only if it returns true, then actually remove it. So in this case, and there's going to be some issues with this, so I'm going to call this Boolean check timer, and then timer minus minus. If timer is less than 0, then return true. Otherwise, return false. And I know, I could just say return timer is less than 0 because it evaluates to true or false. But I like to be just sort of long-winded about this just so people can really see what's going on. Yeah, timer isn't really, someone in the chat is saying that timer isn't really related to time, and that's actually true. So actually, why don't I call it like lifespan? And that way, check life. That way I'm just sort of, I could have said counter, but I don't know why I didn't. So, and I'm going to just do this, okay? So, so check life always, so let's take a look at this. And let's see, oops, and now I just need to update this with lifespan as well. So let's see now what happens here. Let's see where this gets us. So look, you can see that that blob exists and it's got a lifespan currently of 100. Now if I take it away, its timer's going down. Oh, it went to 1. But if I come back, but look at that, its lifespan is now at 45. So it's 2. So one of the things is when it gets matched, its lifespan needs to go back to 100. So how do I know when it gets matched? Here is when it gets matched. So if, and this should really go into a function probably, but I'm going to be a little hacky about this right now. I'm just going to say lifespan equals 100. So that'll reset its lifespan back to 100. Other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to make the lifespan 255, because I think what would be nice is to look at this, to debug this actually when I'm drawing it. Where do I draw the blob? I can't even find it anymore. I'm going to actually use its lifespan as its alpha. I'm actually going to leave it at 200. And then maybe I won't bother to draw the I won't bother to draw the lifespan right now. So let's take a look at this, and let's see how this works. So I now have two blobs, 0 and 1. They're going to leave the screen, and I'm going to come back, and they're still 0 and 1. They're going to leave, and they're going to come back, and they're still 0 and 1. I could do this, and it's probably not being detected, but they're still there, they're still 0 and 1. Now, what if they really leave? I don't think the lifespan got reset properly, right? Let's come back, right? It still looks like it's alpha E. So there's a bug there. The idea is right, but I still have a bug in the code. My lifespan didn't get set correctly. What happened? Matched lifespan. Oh, 100. That's why, because I'm starting them at 200. OK, so that should be a variable, and I should have that as a function so I don't make that mistake. OK, so let me try this again. 0 and 1, leave. They're fading out. Whoops, but they come back. Oh, I love this. So this is nice. These are my blobs, 0 and 1. Where's my other cup? Wait, I had a third one. Oh, it's on the floor. Let's see. Do 0 and 1 still exist? I was fast enough. So you can see, I've got 2, 3. There we go. 0, 1, 2, and 3. I don't know why that one disappeared for a while. So you can see how the IDs are actually, interestingly enough, they even keep themselves as they kind of overlap for a little bit. So I don't know, you get the idea. So this, I think, is a pretty robust solution for ID numbers. Here's the thing, by the way. All of this effort and work, guess what? If I just had a red cup and a blue cup, I could use the color to keep track of which one is which. But you might have the case where you're using like multi-touch with fingers, and you're using infrared light. You're just seeing these bright white blobby things, and you want to know which finger is which. And again, my system, the other thing I should mention here is my system for determining which is which is just based on distance. So in other words, like this is 7 and 8 right now, but let me cross them over. I don't think that worked, right? Yeah. Oh no, it kind of somehow did. But you can see, like, I might I could add more sophisticated things. Like I could use the blob size to kind of try to help match. Like, oh well, a blob should have a similar size to what it had previously. Or I could actually try to predict where it's going to be next, because I could keep track of that blob's velocity over time. So if anyone makes these improvements or adds to these examples of sort of refinements to this code, please let me know. And otherwise, this is now blob. I think this ends my blob detection with persistence video. Oh, maybe we need a good thumbnail for this. I don't need to be doing this during the video. Okay. Wait, Bob 15, go away. There we go. I should mention, by the way, that a variable that really makes a big difference here, and I'm going to actually add this. I'm going to say MaxLife. I had it at 200, right? So let me look for 200. I'm going to say MaxLife, and then also here, MaxLife. Playing with this variable is going to make a really big difference, because maybe you actually do want it to be a new blob if it leaves the screen, and comes back rather quickly, but you don't want really, really quick losses to result in a new blob. So how long you let a blob survive is really kind of a crucial variable in this kind of system. Okay. And so thanks for watching this computer vision tutorial, and there will be more in the future. You might have been watching this at some point where there already are a lot more. Goodbye.